Hello there. This is an old timer, a modern old timer trapper in yellow Delaware, and we're gonna sharpen this blade here. I have a Dan's soft Arkansas and some mineral oil. You can use oil or water, it doesn't matter. I just figure I'll use some oil this time around. And what I'm doing, I'm working toward a burr on this edge. You're going to lay the knife down. I lay it down so the heel is laying on the stone. I'm going to find the angle. And just like when we used to come forward like this, what you're going to do now is because you're doing this, you're finding the angle, you're pulling it forward, and you're not turning your hand like this. What you're doing is you're raising that elbow until it comes on that tip, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to do that, and then we're going to come right back down. Like so. We're doing this slow and carefully. So you can see and we have a burr all the way along that edge. So now what we're going to do, find that edge, I'm going to put a little bit more oil on that. You can just use plain mineral oil, it doesn't hurt anything. And I'm lifting my elbow, just like before. And that is all the way to the other side. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go I'm going to kind of feel for that burr. We still have a bit of a burr on this side, so I'm gonna just pull like that. And I'm gonna check it again. Yeah. And it's still on there slightly. And I don't feel it at all now. So what I'm going to do, since I know that I don't have a burr now, that burr is off because I can't feel it at all, I'm going to give it about 10 more passes. With no pressure. All right, now that, if I can find some hair, yeah, should shave, and it does. And before I move on, I'm going to check, make sure I don't feel a burr, and I do. So I'm going to you have to kind of be, in my opinion and in my view, that's lovely. You have to be more cautious of a burr with this because this is a more aggressive way of honing than the single stroke. Just pull forward kind of method that I often use. So now that I've got a nice edge on a soft Arkansas, what I'm going to do, this is a Dan's soft and this is a Dan's hard. And this hard is significantly finer than that soft is. You have to also, though, recognize that what you're talking about is individual stones and they're natural stones. And so it may be that for Dan's, most of the time from their mind, the soft and the hard are really close, but they will have outliers. I don't know. I don't know what they actually mean by really close or fairly close to one another. I think this is a significant step up from a Dan's soft. And what I'm going to do on this, so I'm just going to do this because right now I'm not trying to build a burr or carve in a bevel or anything like that. What I'm doing is just trying to polish this edge. So I don't need to be super aggressive with it. All I need is to do this right here and give it just a slight bit of pressure. One of the things you'll find out is that Arkansas stones react well to different levels of pressure. More so in my experience than any of the other types of sharpening stones that we have or that I've used. Particularly any of the other natural stones. And I've got a light, a strong fluorescent light. It's a 4-foot shop light up above. That's the light that I am using to see with. And I can see if I turn this into light, the kind of polish that this stone is putting on this blade, and it's lovely. All right, now I'm going to lighten up and use pretty much no pressure for the last maybe 20 laps, just because I want to. I think I'll get just a slight bit more refinement from this edge doing that. And I wasn't using a great deal of pressure anyway. You can sort of hear, in my experience, the differences in pressure. And I'm looking for a particular sound. Gorgeous. All right. I think that's going to be a really, really nice edge. Lovely. Oh, yeah. That's been the honing. I'm going to do now, put a little bit of oil on this stone. Rub it in. It's not so much as important on these harder stones, in my opinion, as it is on the soft, but I just want to try to pull any kind of shavings or anything like that out of that stone. That's been the sharpening. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.